It began as a dream, the kind that makes you quit your job, sell everything, and chase the horizon. But behind the turquoise waters and picture-perfect smiles of Nauti Styles, something darker was quietly surfacing. For years, fans watched Rico and Victoria live what seemed like the ultimate fantasy. Luxury yachts, ocean sunsets, and endless freedom. Yet lately, that fantasy has started to crack. Whispers of money problems, broken contracts, and a yacht build gone wrong ripple through the boating world, leaving one question floating in their wake. What really happened to Rico and Victoria of Nauti Styles? Before the fame and millions of views Victoria Shalaya and Rico Rock stole were just two wanderers chasing a feeling. Victoria, born in St. Petersburg, Russia, grew up with a restless imagination and a flair for storytelling. She moved to Los Angeles at 16, chasing the film world and carving a life from creativity and grit. Rico, meanwhile, came from Germany, served as a paramedic, and then spent nights spinning music as a DJ across LA's club scene. Two people from different continents, one obsessed with stories, the other with rhythm, met and fell in love on the edge of the Pacific Ocean.
Natural light right here. You do have shade. Look at that. How beautiful is that? And then, of course, we have a really good sized bed here. There's build-ins.
They didn't know it then, but that love would steer them toward the sea. Together, they decided to sell everything, buy a 2004 Meridian 408 motor yacht, and move aboard full-time. No apartment or backyard, just the deck, sky, and the endless hum of the water. They started filming short vlogs about their new life, candid, funny, and real. In 2015, they created their YouTube channel, Nauti Styles. What began as two people sharing their lifestyle quickly evolved into a full-scale production. They were more than filming their days. They were giving viewers access to million-dollar yachts most people would never step foot on. With Victoria as the energetic host and Rico as the steady hand behind the camera, they built a brand that felt both luxurious and approachable. Within a few years, Nauti Styles had exploded. Millions of views, loyal following, and sponsorships that turned their passion into profit. By 2020, they were living the influencer dream, or at least it looked that way. Miami sunsets, designer sunglasses, catamarans, power yachts, and champagne and crystal flutes. But what they didn't always show was how hard it was to keep that dream afloat. Because yacht life, for all its beauty, comes with hidden costs, mechanical failures, relentless maintenance, saltwater corrosion, and insurance bills that make your head spin. In one video, they showed their boat hauled out unexpectedly for repairs. The good, bad, and the ugly of yacht life, Victoria called it. At the time, it just sounded like an honest peek behind the scenes. But maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was a warning. As their fame grew, so did their ambitions. They wanted something bigger that would set them apart from every other yacht YouTuber. And so, in 2022, they announced what would become the biggest and possibly the most dangerous decision of their careers. They had just signed with Bering Yachts, a luxury steel explorer yacht manufacturer, to build their very own vessel, the Bering 75.
So if you guys haven't seen the GTO model, you'll definitely recommend you check it out. There's a GTC, which is the cabin version.
Yeah, with a full beam windshield.
It was to be a dream realized, a long-range ocean-crossing explorer they could call home, charter, and film aboard for years to come. The announcement video was cinematic, emotional, and inspiring. "We're building our dream boat," Victoria said through tears of excitement. Fans flooded the comments with congratulations. But dreams that big come with shadows. Over the next year, the updates on the build slowed down. Videos promised big news coming soon, but months passed with little clarity. Then quietly, rumors began to appear on Reddit boating forums and yacht enthusiast boards. They've pulled their boat from the Bering shipyard. There's been a contract dispute. They've moved the hull to another yard. One post read, "They released a YouTube video saying they exercised their right to terminate the contract with Bering Yachts and are moving the unfinished boat to another shipyard." Another followed up, "No one knows what really happened, but it sounds messy." The couple never gave full details publicly. They spoke briefly about creative differences and issues in communication, but avoided pointing fingers. Still, in an industry as tight-knit as luxury boating, whispers spread quickly. Some speculated financial strain, and others hinted at disagreements over the build quality or delays.
So that's kind of like your handrail. So if you're docking, if you want to handle dock lines, fenders, whatever it might be on this side, you still have an easy way from the helm.
Whatever the truth was, the Bering 75, once their ultimate dream, had turned into a point of tension and uncertainty. When your dream project turns into a nightmare, do you double down or walk away? By 2024, they were juggling multiple responsibilities, running 2 YouTube channels, Nauti Styles and Naughty Guys, managing brand partnerships, overseeing their yacht build, and handling a business empire that now included charters and merch. Their estimated net worth hovered around $2.7 million, according to reports from sites like Cruising Freedom and Speak RJ. Though those numbers were speculative, based on ad revenue, Patreon support, affiliate deals, and charter income. But behind the numbers, the cracks widened. Fans started noticing small changes. Fewer personal vlogs, fewer day-in-the-life videos, more polished yacht tours with brand integrations. "They look exhausted," one commenter wrote. "It's like the joy is fading." Another asked bluntly, "Did something happen between them and Bering? Why don't they talk about it anymore?" Living aboard a yacht can be paradise, but it can also be claustrophobic. The sea tests not only your boat, but your patience, relationships, and your sanity. And while Rico and Victoria often portrayed calm professionalism, the pressure must have been enormous. Running a production company on a floating home isn't glamorous. It's expensive, isolating, and demanding. They also suffered quieter, more personal tragedies. In one interview, they mentioned the passing of their beloved dog, Marco, who had lived with them aboard their yacht. To anyone who's ever lost a pet, especially one tied to years of adventure, that loss alone can cut deep.
So what do we do?
We're gonna show you what they did here. All right, check this out.
Yeah.
Okay? One person supposedly can do it. Let's see if I...
Yet they kept smiling for the camera, filming yacht tours, and pretending like life at sea was still all sunsets and champagne. But the truth? The dream was starting to weigh heavy. The thing about turning your life into content is that the camera never truly turns off. When you film your relationship, work, and your dreams, you eventually start living for the footage. And when something goes wrong, a delay, fight, or a financial struggle, you're stuck between sharing it honestly or hiding it to protect the brand. That's the trap that Nauti Styles may have fallen into. One could argue that they've become victims of their own success, trapped in an image they created. They wanted to inspire people to live freely, but now they're tethered to the very thing they tried to escape. Expectation: fans expect luxury, brands expect professionalism, and the industry expects perfection. But perfection doesn't exist, especially not on the sea. Their dream build continues, but quietly. The boat is reportedly still being finished at a new shipyard. Whether they'll ever reveal what truly happened with Bering is unclear. Maybe they can't because of legal restrictions, or maybe they won't because it hurts too much. Either way, that silence speaks volumes. And if you look closely, you'll see that same silence in their videos now. The pacing slower, smiles a little tighter, and the voiceovers more polished but less spontaneous. It's not failure, it's fatigue. At what point does a dream stop being a dream and start becoming a burden you can't put down? By late 2025, Nauti Styles remains afloat, still uploading, gaining views, and still respected. But the mystique is gone. The industry they helped popularize has become more competitive, flooded with creators doing yacht tours, often copying their format. Their story is not one of scandal or downfall. It's something subtler and perhaps sadder. It's the story of 2 dreamers who built a life that millions envy, only to realize that even paradise has a price. It's about what happens when freedom turns into responsibility, ambition turns into anxiety, and the ocean that once set you free starts to feel like a mirror, one that reflects your exhaustion. So, what really happened to Rico and Victoria of Nauti Styles? They chased the dream everyone talks about and caught it, but somewhere between the sponsorships, shipyards, and the endless editing, the dream caught them back. Maybe that's the truth behind every picture-perfect story. the cost we don't see, sacrifices hidden behind the lens. Rico and Victoria built something extraordinary, but in doing so, they became part of the very machine they once seemed free from. The sea gave them purpose, fame, and freedom, but it also demanded everything in return. And now, as they navigate the calm after their storm, one thing is certain: even the brightest horizons can cast the darkest shadows. Let us know your opinions about their story.